Hi, I'm Scott Campbell with Solve 3D.
And I'm Kevin Miller at Solve 3D.
Kevin, today we're talking about Encompass, and my question is what sorts of projects can people put inside Encompass?
Yeah, so Encompass supports a whole bunch of different types of geospatial data. The first one will be point cloud. So you can set up a point cloud only project. Like you see here, we're looking at a mining pit. Just points, you can still navigate around, kind of a permanent 3D mode, if you will. The second type of project would be a image only, kind of a street level image only type project. If you imagine Google Street View from Google Maps, you can navigate around those projects and drive down the street just like you would with any other type of Google Street View project. The third type of project could be a simple aerial only project where you have orthomosaics or drone footage showing you an overview of your project from above. Or if you want to get really fancy, you can combine all of those project types into one type of or one single project. So in here we have point cloud. You can see with the different colors. We have imagery, 360-degree imagery. We have some orthomosaics showing up here. And additionally, there's a whole schwack of extra features you can add, like 3D models, some line work, feature extraction, asset tagging, 3D models. The sky's the limit at that point.
So it looks like these projects can get pretty detailed. What sorts of data sources or data types do I need in order to have one of these projects?
Yeah, so when we're talking about LiDAR, Encompass requires a LAS format for the point cloud. And, different sensors produce multiple different types of formats out there. They all have their own proprietary ways of doing things. So we do have ways of converting most of those sensor formats into into the LAS format. So we'll cover that in another video, but LAS format is ultimately what we need. If you're synthesizing point clouds, from imagery, you're going to make sure that it's in an LAS format as well. And for the imagery itself, you need to, for especially the panoramics, they need to be in a JPEG or PNG format. And they should also include a corresponding CSV file that describes each of the locations of those panoramics, the XYZ, the roll, pitch, yaw, etc. And if you're looking at orthomosaic imagery, you'll want to, like aerial imagery is probably in a TIFF or a compressed JPEG format.
So those are the required Encompass project data types, but I saw in that last project that there was a bunch of other data types in there as well. So what are the optional data types that you can put in Encompass?
Right, so when you're looking at asset tags, those are described in a simple CSV format. It's a format we have come up with at Solved on how to describe that. Additionally, those feature layers, as we call them, the additional like the line work and the 3D models, there's a whole bunch of types that we support, including shapefile, GLTF, KML, Collada, IFC, and some of the Autodesk formats like DXF and Filmbox. When you get into some of the web services, there's additional data layers you can pull from, say, Esri. We're talking about WMS, WFS, WMTS, Esri ArcGIS Online Maps, all those different layers, as well as the OGC equivalent of those services.
Well, that's quite a bit of data there. Now, as we said earlier, getting the data into those formats is the subject of a whole other video. So why don't we pop over to the next video and start showing people how to get their data into those formats?
Sounds good.